Hi everybody. I'm doing a story time video. I thought story time videos were like pretty much played out, but sometimes it's important to like just talk about stories and things that happen to you and things that impact you, because I think, one way or another, like we learn from other people and maybe it's of interest to someone somewhere. So I'm gonna talk about a story time today, right now. This story time video is gonna be about being sent to the dumb math class. This is like really emotional for me. So like this was like in 8th grade. There was a form, I believe, at the beginning of the year that said you would allow the teachers to like pick the class that you should belong in. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know what my mom marked on it. I think she said, yeah, sure, or whatever, like signed it, basically assigning the teachers to assign me which math class to go. I wasn't like I got certain concepts, but the fact that I was like not extremely vocal in class, like I would just go to class and then go home, like no one really knew me as like a person, so I don't think that they really got an accurate assessment or analysis of like who I was as a person. So I feel like the assessment was like inaccurate and unfair. Me and my mom went to, hold on, let me back up just a second. So I was in like the regular math class, and there was, I'm not going to say her name, but so like I was always good at like English and spelling. Like I remember in like 3rd grade and 2nd grade I would get like A pluses and everything. I was really good at English and reading and comprehension that way. I would be on point with the spelling. I was really good at it. So I remember being in math class. This was at the new campus, and there was someone else that came in and called out like names of people to go to another class. So there was like 4 to 5 people that their names were called, and I was one of them, and I was like, what is this? So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm in trouble, or like I'm not with everyone else, or like I'm not normal. So my name was like called, and we went to this other classroom, like on the other side of like, it was in this totally other like different hallway, and we were like walking around, and we sat down, and it was like, I don't remember what the class was called, but it was like, I'm just like, why am I here? And like I was upset about it. I went home and I told my mom that I was in this like other math class. And I call it the dumb math class because that's just what it is. They're going slower. They're going like, they think you don't know as much. Okay, we're just going to call it what it is. It's the dumb math class. Okay. So, they're going through things like more slowed down and stuff. So yeah, I mean, there was no like warning about it. It was just like, okay, like, yeah, you belong over here. I remember like when I went with my mom to the principal and we talked it through about like, how I'm in the class that I'm in, and like why I'm in the class that I'm in, because it's like why should I have to be in this class? But in my personal opinion, the math teacher was partial towards and had favoritism towards students that were more popular in the school, and it was just like this favoritism game, and I ended up losing just because I wasn't vocal, and I wasn't the star of the show, and people didn't like, I didn't have like that voice that can gain you recognition or gain you popularity. And it was just I remember just feeling like it was just so unfair. It was just like, you're just, this is kind of out of, it was just kind of like a totalitarian feeling of like, no, you belong over here. Like there's no communication about, oh, I think that you need to get up to par with everyone else. It was just, this was the decision that was made because like the sheet was signed that, she or me or whatever, like however they're talking about me, would get assigned to another class. And it was like me, and it was my best friend, and I'm pretty sure like the guy that picked his nose was there, and then two other guys, which like I didn't see them as being like not intelligent with math or anything. I think, we were like the goofballs, or like we would laugh a lot, so like people like thought that we were retarded or something. So maybe that's what it was. I never really knew the math teacher, the normal math teacher. I never really talked to her. I don't think she knew me at all. And I think to make like a judgment like that, like, yeah, like you shouldn't be in this class or something. I just feel like those decisions were based on favoritism, because this girl that was in that class, she like failed at a lot of things. She didn't do that good in like the regular subjects. Like I did really well in like English and writing and reading, and I mean, I don't know why she was in the normal class. I think that there was some favoritism there. I mean, her parents like worked on like radio, and like they had like a very well respected like family that she was very well known. Okay. And a long time ago on Girl Scouts, she like tried to befriend me, and like I just felt that she was very fake, and I was not feeling like her energy, or like I wasn't feeling she was really like a friend. And in like my very young ways, I was just like, I remember like I just wanted to like read a book in the cabin, and I was just like done with it. I didn't want to play games with people that like that I felt were fake. And now today, like, I don't know what the moral of the story is. I mean, like, I fought all my life for different things, and I've challenged myself in so many different ways. I don't know. I don't know, like, what is the end game of life? I mean, it's to, like, learn different things, sometimes have hard lessons. I feel like I've had hard lesson after hard lesson. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the moral of that whole thing was, but she's doing like really well. Like, her family is doing really well for herself. So that's like good for her. I mean, that's great, but it's like, sometimes it just seems like the shy ones or the people that are the most genuine just don't get ahead sometimes, just because they don't vocalize things. And that's been my lesson, is like, I usually don't vocalize things. I can observe things and analyze things, but I just keep it to myself, because I can pretty much interpret and feel the reaction of what I'm going to be getting on the other end of it. And yeah, so that was really hard for me. That was like a memory that I remember, just of, this is how it is. And like, I took it as like, this is how people see you, is you're not like as good or as the rest of us or something. And I took it like to heart. And like, I did have issues with math, I did, but it's not like I didn't try. I was really good in like art and creative things, and I would try, and I feel like I didn't have like a lot of friends growing up, and that was also difficult as well. Just not being able to relate. So there's a lot of different cliques that I grew up with, and I wasn't part of it, and I was just by myself. And I'm still going through my life, and I don't know what exactly it all means yet. So I remember when like I was with my mom, she wanted to do something about it when she was alive, of course. She passed away when I was about 22, 23 years old. I don't know, it was about 7 or 8 years ago at this point. But like, we went in together and we talked to the principal about decisions that were made and why they were made. And I think what I can take from that whole experience is the fact that she did try to change something, but it's like at the end of the day, like, you can't change someone's opinion of you. But we tried. I mean, we tried, and I don't think a lot of the people that I went to school with, I mean, I hated going to school, and they didn't have like my best interest at heart, or a lot of people just didn't get to know me, and I just wanted to like not take anyone's time. And that's like the most horrible feeling in the world, is not feeling like you're valued enough. And I experienced that time and time again in my younger years. And luckily I have enough skills and motivation to get through things, but I just remember that as being something that impacted my life, is just remembering just being sent to that class and just feeling like outcasted, and not like being able to change that decision. And remembering, when we were talking with the principal, that this decision was already made, and we're already this amount into the school year. And basically she didn't care, and she didn't fight for me, and I felt like she really didn't value me as a student, and I know there's a lot of students there, and it's like you can't just I don't know. I don't know. I think all my life I've been looking for like value and just as a child I didn't get much feeling of value from my parents, or I didn't have many friends, so like I didn't get much feeling of like value or validation, and I think that's impacted me growing up. But yeah, this video is really long, and I know a lot of people can probably relate to this video. There's a lot of different experiences I've had with just feeling outcasted and isolated, and yeah, that's my story. And a lot of people just have different perspectives on who you are, and I just know that I wasn't being seen in the way I wanted to be seen, but it's because someone doesn't want to get to know you, or they don't see potential, and it's not your fault necessarily, it's just they're not seeing it, or they're not investing that time, and I don't know why. Maybe it's they don't feel that they can make a difference, or whatever. I mean, for me it was just like I didn't know where I was going in life for the most part, and I didn't like math, but it was like a lot of people that I went to school with, I didn't like them either, because they were just, a lot of them were just really rich and really dramatic, and I just, at a certain point, it's just like you don't care what they have to say, because what they have to say is of no value. So I guess maybe in a way, I learned to differentiate like what I valued against what like other values people may have. I'm not positive, but I know one thing is for certain, is that no one likes to be isolated. No one likes to feel less than who they are. And I think that a lot of people just don't listen to each other enough. And I think that if we were to listen to each other and really try to value each other, that things would change. And maybe I deserve to be in the dumb math class. Maybe I didn't, but it's over with. And I think I just felt like a lot of people didn't care, so it didn't matter like where I ended up. And that's all I really have to say. Like, comment, and subscribe, and stay punk, everybody. Thank you.